Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Lilith Hellfire, and you're listening to Capes and Lunatics Summer of '69.
In brightest day,
in blackest night,
no evil shall escape my sight.
But those who worship evil's might,
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern Podcast. I am Phil. Joining me as always, Master of the Chord is...
I am Will. Hey everyone.
Should be, welcome back to another episode of Lilith Hellfire's Summer of '69. Oh, look who hit the like. Hello, Lilith Hellfire.
It's all for you, Lilith.
Oh, see, look, I didn't even know. I, of course, love Jon Stewart. And I believe she may be joining us for that movie when that comes out, so.
Nice.
Boy, I thought I was kissing her butt behind her back. Oh, right to your face, Lilith.
That's right.
Summer of '69, brought to you by the Twisted Mind of Lilith Hellfire. Mm-hmm. All right, before we get on any of the other minutia, let's get to the big story of the day. Mr. Will Allred, your Kickstarter just started, and it's already doing good for Crossover Division number 4, correct?
That is correct. We're already at over 100 backers, and we've been live. It'll be we're closing in on 12 hours at this point.
Nice.
A rocket jump start like I've never had before. So this is awesome. So the backers are making it happen.
Hey,
word's
getting out there, because I mean it's doing better each time you put an issue out, right?
Which is great. Yeah, that's totally awesome. And Kickstarter named this one of their projects that they love. So it's a Kickstarter project we love, which is I've never actually done before. So this makes me very happy. Very happy.
See, people, while myself I am not smart and talented, I surround myself with smart, talented people.
That's what I do too.
Oh, shut up! You're talented and
I'm
smart.
About Lilith, man. I'm kidding.
No one's as great as Lilith. Another example, Lilith Hellfire. I'm good at nothing, so I surround myself with people who are good at stuff. People are always like, "How do you do all this stuff?" I'm like, surround myself with good people. That's wow.
They make me look good.
Exactly.
That's why you have an artist and a letterer, a colorist, and an editor. They all make me look good.
Yeah, but everyone has to look good on a comic. I mean, you can have beautiful art and the writing's no good, or vice versa, and
I was reading Reddit the other day, and somebody actually brought up the stupid Nazi annual that we just covered.
Oh.
I really like this, and I was just like,
it looked pretty. I mean, the art was good, but it's just like,
ugh, it was so Nazi.
There's 2 lantern rings. Both are like tools of the Nazis. They're like, okay.
Yeah. They started from a really false premise there. There are no good Nazis. So yeah, it just totally doesn't work.
So I was going to say, it's not one of those guys who's like, oh yeah, there's good people on both sides.
No. Nope, that's not the case.
All right, we'll try to keep this a little light. So,
yep.
So William, did you finish Kenobi? Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I did. Spoilers.
He didn't die. Spoilers. He didn't die.
He didn't die. And neither did Darth Vader.
Neither did Princess Leia.
Or Leia.
Uh-huh.
Or Aunt Beirut. Or Uncle Owen.
Yes.
But I feel like there was maybe some structural problems with the series as a whole. But I mean, it's Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. I'm going to watch the hell out of that. So it doesn't, But in the final episode where, Vader's voice is going in and out.
Yes.
After I thought that was that. I don't know that was worth the entire 6 hours, but it was really awesome.
Y'all really be out here loving space cops.
I prefer to them think of them as space first responders. Okay.
Yeah, Lilith Hellfire. Aren't you the one who called Ewan McGregor Space Jesus?
Yeah.
So that was good. I mean, again, it's a prequel. You can't like expect too many twists and unforeseen twists and turns.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the boys were getting all kind of we haven't seen this. We haven't seen him since the prequels. It's great. Like you guys are old. I mean, but there were some nice touches.
Oh yeah.
I know the actress is getting a lot of hate, Reva, but I think she's a really good actress. I feel like the story let her down at the end because there was.
It's kind of like she's just like out there, but I wonder if they're going to like introduce her somewhere else. Like, is she going to come into the Mandalorian or something at some point, or
potentially Boba Fett? I don't know.
And he is Space Jesus, I know. Anson Mount coming for a slot. Anson Mount's in it. What? Oh, are we in the Anson Mount takeover? I mean, he is Captain Pike.
Multiverse of Madness.
He was in Multiverse of Madness, but trying to redeem his Black Bolt. And so what? Is that? I mean, he did work for Marvel in Multiverse of Madness. I mean, they could throw. Oh, so would he be a Jedi or what would he be?
I don't know.
I just want to
know that I am enjoying the heck out of
Strange New World. Yes, I was gonna say he just has the high hair and everything.
Yeah.
Did you like the latest episode? Like when they're trapped in that story
fantasy?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was one of the stronger ones, but it was still good.
Yeah, that's what me and Lilith were saying. We're like, like I said, I think that was my least favorite. It wasn't bad, but it was my least favorite of the season. I'm like, it almost feels like a fill-in episode, but I'm like, if we're only doing 10 episodes this season, and episode 8 seems like a, yeah. But again, everyone's been crying for a more episodic Trek there. I guess they're like, here's your episodic Trek.
Well, I just found it amazing too that they already kicked over the domino for the subplot with his daughter. Hey, that's done now.
I know 8 episodes, unless they bring her back somehow in some way. But yeah, I'm like episode 8, and she hasn't been in every episode. I'm like, unless were they just like this, waiting for this kid's getting problematic. We're just gonna.
I don't know. I mean it.
Because that does seem weird to introduce that, and then season 1's not even over, and we're already just like shipping her off.
Knocking that one off. That one's done. It's fixed. But yeah, I don't know. It was still good. It just wasn't, I feel up to the standards of, several of the previous episodes because, the Gorn episode was really good. The pirate episode was good. I mean, the introduction of Uhura, I think was a really good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has one of my most favorite moments with Pike, which is, we're going to go save this planet before breakfast. I love this job. I just think that's the Trek that I want to see right there. And
I love what Ethan Peck is doing with Spock, but like me and Lilith were saying, we need to flesh out the other characters, including Pike, more. It's like Spock is one of the most well-known characters in Trek, periods, and it's like, yeah, give us some of his early years, but let's get some stories for the rest of these characters. It's like, we've never seen this Doctor before. The Helmswoman, we never, what's her story? There's so many characters, basically everybody, except for Spock.
And, I think with Spock, what they're trying to do, because he is so well known, is by bringing T'Pring in, they're bouncing, some of his early personal stuff instead of Starfleety stuff. So I don't know. I'm gonna be. I look forward every time I go into the office on Thursdays. One of my office mates, I'm like, it's Strange New Worlds Thursday. He goes, yes. Talking about it. What are you gonna do when you get home? We're watching Strange New Worlds.
I mean, you know what? I enjoyed Kenobi, but I did like Strange New Worlds better than Kenobi.
I think so too.
But I've always been Trek over Star Wars. So,
well, I feel like Star Wars is getting a little bit muddled, and I think it's because they keep going back to the Skywalker well. I feel like the sequels, 7, 8, and 9, should have not involved the Skywalkers.
Yeah. Again, look what's been probably the most popular on Disney Plus and stuff. The Mandalorian, nothing in basic, except for the little thing with Luke once or twice. It's like it has pretty much has nothing to do with the Skywalkers.
Yeah, and I mean, because that story ended, and if we were gonna, why not jump ahead? Or if you're gonna, the fact that bothers me most is, that all the suffering and everything from the first prequel to Return of the Jedi was to balance the Force and be done, right?
Yeah.
But then that was completely all reversed and undone for the sequels, and it just, it didn't. I mean, don't get me wrong; those movies are beautiful, and I like a lot of the characters in them. I wanted more from them, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Kelvin timeline.
Well, yeah, there's that too. So
yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, do you watch The Boys?
There's a term that I have for it that I'm not going to say on the air because you'd have to beat me out.
Bleeping nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my Lord. I know. And then did you see, I guess, all like, I don't know if it's like the trades or whatever. They're like sold out all the trade. Like, who puts that, what company puts that on there?
Dynamite? I think, is it Dynamite?
I think so. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, they're sold out for like the rest of the year. It's like,
well, I mean, and honestly, I've never really been a fan of, that super dark.
Yeah. Me neither. Yeah.
And, at times very mean-spirited style. I mean, it works and, people like it. It's not for me. That's not a problem. But
I think if anything becomes a popular TV series, because I mean, look at The Walking Dead. I mean, it was pretty popular already, but once that TV show hit, I mean, they couldn't keep stuff on the shelves. Yeah.
Well, and the odd thing is, I didn't really want to like the series.
Me neither. Me neither.
I mean, I was like, I don't want to. This is dark and cynical and just so. But it's so well done.
It's written well, yeah.
It's very well done, and I just keep watching it because it's now I really like the actors and actresses, and it's very well written. So yeah, and it's so screwed up.
I know. Oh my God! And what's his face who plays Homelander? I mean, he plays such a great villain because just the visceral feeling I got this last week where I'm just like, yes, beat him, beat his ass, yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Whenever somebody, especially when they're playing a villain and when they're really good, because you're just like, oh yeah, I forgot. This is just an actor. I don't really hate him,
but I hate him.
Mm-hmm. And yes, and once again, everyone calling for Carl Urban to be our Wolverine.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Oh yeah, yeah. People are like, make him Wolverine.
He's such a great actor. I mean,
I know that's what Lil said. She does. You know what? He's gonna walk into Disney one day and just like put down every episode of The Boys. I'm like, oh, okay, here's my resume to play Wolverine.
Yeah. Done. Yeah. So any Green Lantern news, or are we still Dark Crisising along?
The only thing really, I know you probably didn't get it yet. World's Finest #4 came out last week.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I think
Hal was in that, but he was possessed, so he's like attacking Batman and Superman.
Oh, dang, man.
So yeah, they kind of willpower the ring off his finger, and then it like combines them into a composite. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Batman, Superman, yeah. Because I don't know if people were complaining about that, but I saw Mark Waid on social media last week go, and he's like, okay, people, I don't care enough. Don't be coming at me saying that's not how the ring works. It's Mark.
I'll read it. I'm sure it'll be good when I read it.
Yeah.
So.
And they even say in the story, Batman and Superman, they're like, yeah, the only way we like out willpowered him because one, there's two of us, and two, he was possessed by like an evil demon thing. So
yeah, I mean, there's that I can see that. Play a little bit fast and loose with the rules, so that's because it's not an ideal situation, right?
Yeah. No, I'm enjoying.
This story is still set in the past, right?
Yeah, it's still with the way it's been since issue 1. Yeah, back in that. Yeah.
I guess this is post Rebirth then.
Oh yeah, this smacks of like Silver Ages. I mean, they had a bunch of heroes coming at the end. It looks like Wally, original Wally West is still Kid Flash, and Dick Grayson is Robin. So yeah, it's
it's definitely pre.
Yeah.
Twilight, probably pre
Crisis on Infinite Earths, I'd say. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because Dick Grayson looks like Dick Grayson is still Robin. So.
That's right. I remember because there was some.
Yeah.
He was with There were some Supergirl scenes, right? With him.
Yeah. They went back in time, but again, we talked to him, Unlimited Justice episode 17, so.
Yep, that's right. And,
timeless, Will, not old, timeless.
Silver Age.
Timeless.
Yes. And the rings actually did work differently back then.
Exactly. I'm trying to remember if
Much differently.
I'm trying to remember if it said anything about a yellow weakness or if there was even a yellow around, but my mind has been warped by 1969 comics.
I know, mine too.
Speaking of, do you want to get into these?
Let's do it.
Let's see. All right, so tonight we are talking Green Lantern 70 and 71 as we march forward in 1969. All right, so Green Lantern Volume 2, number 70 from July 1969. A funny thing happened on the way to Earth.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, if Matt Kona would have been here, I would have demanded a live read and had him be that...
that robot.
Yes. Writer John Broome, penciler Gil Kane, inker Vince Coletta, and editor Julius Schwartz. Gil Kane was really
Yeah, and the covers on this series or on the two issues are actually really nice covers, you know.
But yeah, like Gil Kane, man, he was like killing it in 1969. Like Kristen and I last night, we covered like two backups from the Detective Comics that had Dick Grayson and Robin in them. Gil Kane drew them, and we're like, man, these backup stories are like, the art looks better than the main story.
Yeah, I mean, this cover is, it's a good cover. I mean, the story inside I don't think quite lives up to it, but that's another. That's a whole nother discussion. Right?
As someone who's been reading Batman, Green Lantern, and Justice League 1969 issues, I have to say, like I said, with the DC side, at least it seems like they come up with a cover maybe first, and then they're like, okay, now we have to write a story to justify this cover.
And let's see. Let's go.
Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I've been reading Green Lantern, Justice League, and Batman.
Batman, my favorite character.
Didn't think you were going to get away, did you, Ray? Come on. Funny thing happened on the way to Earth. Okay, I forgot about this part. All right. While out in space, the Green Lantern, is contacted by the Guardians of the Universe, who warn him of a creature which consumes gravity. I don't think that's how that works.
It's science.
Science! Yeah, again, it's 1969, kids. They thought smoking cigarettes made you strong.
Exactly.
Which poses a threat to the universe. With no choice but to kill the creature, the Green Lantern uses his power ring to force it to consume its own bodily waste until it dies. Oh, man, what a way to go! Oh.
Yeah.
Eat bodily waste and die! And again, it's so weird to Silver Age, the Guardians like, oh yeah, I guess you had no choice. Yes, you did have to kill it. These days they'd be like, how dare you kill
anything.
We kill, not you.
Yeah.
That thing was like, that thing was Mozart on its planet or so,
Yeah.
Now it's just evil monster. Green Lantern then returns to Earth to begin looking for a new career in the civilian guise of Hal Jordan.
Because he quit being an insurance adjuster.
Because it was so depressing.
It's so depressing. So in issue 69, hi Lilith, Hal Jordan quit being an insurance adjuster.
Yes.
Either do the 6 or do the 9.
Yeah, remember it was too depressing. Again, he's why? He's probably just dealing with all old women.
Yeah. Probably. And then is it this issue that we meet?
Oh,
next issue.
Yeah, I think it's next issue. Yeah, Olivia Reynolds. Yeah.
Olivia,
yeah. All right. So, meanwhile, an advanced civilization on in another corner of the galaxy has created a comedy entertainment robot named Hilaire. You know, as in hilarious, kids. However, upon activating the robot, they are horrified to find that the robot only causes negative things to happen when it tries comedy. Who's
Dying's easy, comedy's hard.
I was gonna say, who is this? Kevin Hart? Oh no! Who is this? Will Smith? There. Negative things to have. Lost my place. Okay. With it made out of the indestructible Eterno metal, they cannot destroy the robots. They opt to deactivate it and dump it in a junkyard. Yeah, maybe before you test run that robot, maybe at first don't build it out of indestructible metal. In case it does run amok, you know?
Yeah. Amok.
You know, this is how we get Skynet, kids.
This is a direct line to Skynet.
Before you even flip it on for the first time, let's make it indestructible.
Yeah, exactly. What could go wrong? Skynet.
Who are they? The Guardians and the Manhunters? Come on.
I know.
The Eterno metal. Developing sentience, the robot reactivates itself and decides to try and bring comedy to other people on other planets, since the people of Gyre would just deactivate him again. Building a ship, Hilaire manages to flee the planet and end up on the planet Earth when he decides to follow the Green Lantern back home. Yes, he's following Hal Jordan as Hal Jordan's like re-entering the atmosphere. Does he like read his thoughts and stuff? I'm like, damn.
A little bit, I think. Yeah, it's strange. He's going back to be a toy salesman. He's going back because he's got a new job as a toy salesman.
So, okay, why did we switch again? I mean, I guess maybe they finally wised up. They're like, you know what? Insurance adjuster, not too popular with the kids, you know, because again, I'm sure they think their target audience right now is like young boys. So it's like, what would appeal to kids? Toy salesman.
I have no clue, but man, it's a choice. It is
I know.
Choice.
I'm like, if you think your target audience is like young boys, wouldn't Test Pilot be somewhat exciting?
Or astronaut.
Exactly.
Or, you know.
It's like you could do anything, you know, even if he doesn't want to be a test pilot, he could go on, you know, he was in the Air Force for a while coming up, but it's like also, even if he's just like piloting like a, you know, like he's a commercial airline pilot, that's going to be more exciting than this stuff.
Toy salesman.
Heck, I mean, it seems like he's on the road as like a traveling toy salesman. Now, I mean, why not be a traveling commercial airline pilot or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's a choice. It's certainly a choice. Do we know how long he was an insurance salesman?
I don't.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it was too long, but yeah. There he finds it hard to adapt to life on Earth, and when a police officer tries to pull Hilaire off the road, he finds that he is violently thrown aside. Fleeing from the law, Hilaire steps into a television studio where a comedy program is being filmed. Deciding to lend his own talents, Hilaire crashes the show, and the audience is horrified by what Hilaire passes off as comedy. Elsewhere in the city, Hal Jordan has taken up a job as a salesman for a toy company when he sees the television program with Hilaire is interrupting. Slipping away and changing in the Green Lantern, Hal tries to confront the robot, but is similarly thrown back. Whenever he tries to use force against the robot, he's similarly thrown back whenever he tries to use force against the robot. When a group of crooks led by a man named Piper witness this on television, they decide to try and manipulate Hilaire to help them commit crimes. Realizing that all Hilaire wants is to make people laugh, the group of crooks gain the robot's trust and aid when they pretend that everything the robot does is hilarious. After Entourage, hangers on. After trying to rob a train, the Crooks and Hilar are confronted by the Green Lantern. During the fight, Hilar learns that the Crooks were only using him as the Green Lantern defeats them. However, Green Lantern is forced to deactivate the robot in battle. Learning where the device really came from, he brings it back to the planet Gaiar, where he lets the people there allow him to use the power ring to fix the robot. With Hilar in proper working order, he becomes the comedy sensation the people of Gaiar wanted, and Hilar himself longed to be. I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, lady. So, what do you think? Well,
I think that
ridiculousness.
I think 1969 was a rough time to be a Green Lantern fan.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, the stories were not aimed at the audience that they're aimed at today.
Yeah, no. Again, I believe they thought they were writing just for children. So
yeah, and but the art was nice, and John Broome knows how to tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's a larger fantasy aspect, I think, to Green Lantern at this point, because it's a lot of nonsensical, weird stuff that's just kind of happening, and he's a toy salesman.
Yes. Yes. Yes, the comedians were Jerry Day, Bill Knight, and Mr. Garson. Garson. Garson.
Mr. Garson. Yeah, I wonder who that could be. First name Johnny Garson.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah, it is a far cry from Hard Traveling Heroes and everything that comes after.
I was going to say, I wonder why we had to do Hard Traveling Heroes. I don't know.
Well, and I think, wasn't one of the previous issues written by Denny O'Neil? Was that 69?
I think so. Or one of them. Yeah, it was either 68 or 69. Yeah. And again, he has a little practice because he's writing Justice League at the moment. So, I mean, he has a little bit of, not like a full-on Hal, but...
Didn't Denny O'Neil kind of completely revamp Green Arrow in the Justice League book? Is that where he starts being... Yeah,
you know what? The ones little that I've read so far, it's before he has the goatee and stuff, but I think one of the upcoming ones, it might be 75 or something, issue 75, I think, all of a sudden he has like the goatee and stuff. I think like the actual issue where he changes them, I think it's like a Brave and the Bold issue.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so yeah, it's within 1969, so.
Yeah, and it's hard to kind of to conceive that, up until that point he was, basically a Batman clone.
Yeah. Until,
O'Neil decided to change him to a, radical leftist and then pair him up with Hal Jordan.
Oh, yeah. And again, yeah, a lot of changes coming. Hard Traveling Heroes, he's going to bring the darkness back to Batman. Mm-hmm. We already dealt with this in the Justice League. Yes, this is the point where, Denny takes away Wonder Woman's powers, and, she's basically the ninja in the white jumpsuit. Yes, 1969, kids, yes.
That egg foo? Oh, that's some...
Lilith hates that era, yes.
Less than ideal stories there, yes.
Because we were talking about it, because like one of the first Justice Leagues we did for summer of 69 is basically Wonder Woman just like, I have to resign from the Justice League, I'm powerless, And like, like we were saying, it's like, it was a whole supposed to be like a women's lib thing, but it's like, if you were going to do that, why wouldn't you give her like maybe a female mentor instead of this old man?
So many problems.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Lilith hates that era, yeah. But yeah, Denny, man, he was mixing it up all over the place. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was 69, but there was a, was it the 70s maybe? I forget, but Denny had like a short run on Superman, but I think he even admitted he's like, yeah, I really didn't, I don't think he even said, he's like, I really didn't connect with the character as much as some of the, the other ones. And
was that the, Superman breaking the kryptonite chains maybe?
Yeah.
The kryptonite? Yeah, I think I remember those.
Yeah. I think that might have been the beginning of his run, yeah.
That was still before my time, but I have read them. I'm not that old.
All right. Should we get to the next one?
You bet.
All right. Green Lantern number 71, September 1969. Ooh, 969. Here we go. The city that died. Ooh, we're going to Detroit.
Yeah, there's a lot I don't understand about this issue.
Oh yeah, we'll get to the threat.
And then the backup story is just bonkers.
Oh yeah. But yeah, same creative team. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's right. Yes, because yes, we also get the backup story. Hip Jordan makes the scene.
Groovy, man.
Also written by Broom, but penciled by Dick Dillon, inker Murphy Anderson, and letterer Milt Snaphin.
And that, I think, Dick Dillon and Anderson were like the team on the Justice League. They did do some Justice League. Yeah. Which, I mean, makes sense. They're drawing Hal off and on in there, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. First story, The City That Died. While showing off some of the toys his company sells to a group of school children, Hal Jordan is told by the school's principal that they don't have enough money to build a new schoolhouse. Again, isn't it like disabled kids or something? They're just like...
Yes. Oh, and the way he discusses them is very cringeworthy.
Uh-huh.
Very cringeworthy.
Nobody cares about these cripples, only me.
Yeah, it was. I mean, good on them for trying, but man.
I know. Leaving the town, Hal wonders if there isn't something he can do to help the school raise money to build a new building, and hopes that his current selling prospect may wish to donate money to the cause. One minor obstacle in his way, competing toy saleswoman Olivia Reynolds,
who kind of strips in the guy's office. Is that? I mean that.
Hey, what's going to sell more toys to children? Stripping women.
I guess so. I was like, whoa, this is okay.
Daddy, you brought me home another toy. You just brought me home one yesterday. Shut up. So yes, Olivia Reynolds, which doesn't she play a part in Oregano?
She does.
But we'll get there by the end of the month, kids. All right. When Olivia stuns the prospective buyer with a flashy outfit, he asks her out to dinner and then promises to make his decision the next day. Oh my God, talk about cringeworthy, that scene. You know, Hal's like, hey, sir, can I take you out to dinner and we can discuss this? And he's like, you ain't wearing a suit like that.
Yes.
Because even Hal's like, that tiny, nothing she's wearing.
Cringeworthy.
Yes, well, how do we sell merchandise to children? Boobs.
Well, and you know, this...
Those boobs scare me.
You're writing Green Lantern in the 90s, and you bring this back? Really? Why would you do that?
Again, he who will not be named wanted to bring all this stuff back. Olivia Reynolds, Oregano. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Hilaire didn't drop by.
Yeah, I like continuity as much as the next, human, but there was.
I mean, it was not quite 30 years even before, in the early 90s, it was not quite 30 years, but, previous. I'm like, really?
I mean, there's a reason that Emerald Twilight happened, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was very much stuck in the past. And again, you start digging up all this 60s stuff. It's like, you're going to age how? I mean, he had the gray hair. You were reminding people, oh, yeah, he's been around for a long time, kids.
He has been around for a long time. Very long time.
Now it's just like, oh yeah, I fought a guy named Tattooed Man once, punched him in the face.
Yeah, that's it, done. With a giant boxing glove because I didn't want to break his face.
Of course, hey, fancy.
Not in the face.
As Hal tries to find lodging for the night in Park Place, he is shocked to find that the city has undergone a sudden blackout.
Now, did I remember? Do I remember this right? This is Solar City in Florida. Is that the name of this place?
Yeah, Solar City. Because at first I was confused because at first I see Solar City. I'm like, oh, is he going into the future? No.
No.
Yeah, Solar
That's
City.
A different Solar City. He's Solar Director, not Solar City.
Yes. Get it, solar, kids, space.
The sun is cool.
Stranger still, all the cars in the area have stalled too. His own vehicle joining their number. Oh, how much did you love that? He's like, oh, I can't use my ring to push the car to like the nearest service station or anything. Because the Guardians say, no using the ring for personal gain. I'm like, wait till you meet a man named Guy Gardner.
That's right. You just wait. Although you've already met him in number 59, which was before our summer. Wait till he wakes up. Yeah.
Shortly after entering the town, deciding to try and solve the mystery, Hal changes in the Green Lantern and checks with the news and authorities. When nobody can give him an answer, he creates a generator to tide the city's energy needs until he can solve the problem. Again, if nothing else, he created a generator for the hospital.
Yeah.
The cops, thank God you're in town, Green Lantern. Again, was that like another like problem? Maybe it's like, I guess Olivia Reynolds is going to be the new supporting cast, but it's like as a traveling salesman, you're not going to have like a regular supporting cast.
Yeah, and I get.
Even as the assurance adjuster, he really, except for Eve, or really not have much of a supporting cast either.
Which is why they say, well, don't keep him out in space too long because they won't have a supporting cast. Yeah, you've got all the other lanterns. You've got all these things, which is why I don't know this. Because I feel like the title lost its way.
Yeah, yeah. Because look at the issues we've just started. We started at 66. Even the whole time he was insurance adjuster, we saw even like one issue.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And Carol came in to have a weird moment at one point, but it's like, yeah. Besides that, it was just adventure. There was no supporting cast.
It's mostly crime fighting.
Yes.
Which is not. It's
I think that's
cosmic stuff.
I think that's the other thing. Like they couldn't make the insurance adjuster thing work. So they're just like, oh, hey, it's after 5. I could be Green Lantern now.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine telling the Guardians that?
Yeah.
Sorry, Masters. I don't clock out till 5.
Yeah. Slow your roll, little blue guys.
After busting up an attempted robbery, Hal is horrified to find that the people of the town are now dropping dead.
Are they actually dropping dead or just unconscious?
I think they're unconscious.
Yeah.
They're slowly dying, Will.
Slowly.
Tracking the source to a strange energy-sapping point in the center of town, Hal realizes it's coming from deep within the Earth. Traveling into the Earth's crust, he finds a strange radiation source that is causing the problem and eliminates it, restoring everything to normal. So basically, it looked like a big like molten pit, and basically he just like
drop some rocks on
just basically created a cave in. Oh, problem solved.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because there was.
But again, it's like how we got no explanation. Was this a natural phenomenon? It's just hey, a hole in the Earth opened up. Green Lantern closed it. Oh, everything's back to normal.
Everything's fine. Good job, Green Lantern.
Wouldn't she be like, I wonder what that was? So,
because it almost killed a whole city full of people. Maybe that's a thing we should check to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Study and in case it happens somewhere else on Earth. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a natural phenomenon.
Exactly.
But I'm sure we never speak of this again.
We will never speak of this again.
The next day, Hal learns that he had lost the competition to Olivia. However, he is granted a reward as Green Lantern for saving the city and tells the mayor to turn it over to the school to help with their funding for a new schoolhouse.
Aww.
Yeah, I know. So the big adventure was him closing a pit this issue, right? And trying to get the money, but it's like basically
filling up a hole. He filled up a hole.
That's our boy.
Can't believe I just said that.
Oh, Lilith, wait till you hear this. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. And he lost to Olivia Reynolds.
But he still got the money for the kids.
That's right. Gosh darn it.
He got the money. Oh, God.
Now the backup story, as bonkers as the first story was.
Yes, and then this kind of gives us some background on remember the Christmas issue with Dr. Light?
Yeah.
With Hal and the family, yeah. So this kind of gives us some background on some of that. Yes, because Hip Jordan makes the scene, kids. Once again, the Jordan clan has another family reunion. This year's festivities, however, are marred with the arrival of Doug Hip Jordan, Hal's cousin from Tennessee, who is the black sheep of the family.
And you have to say it like that.
Exactly. Yes. Tennessee. I was waiting for it to be like West Virginia, or I was like, don't say Arkansas. Don't say Arkansas.
Don't say Arkansas. Please don't say Arkansas.
Tennessee. Always hating the rest of his family for their good fortune, Hip plans on stealing Uncle Titus's Rolls Royce. This is already more exciting than the Pitt story.
I know.
When Sue overhears this and still thinking, this isn't the first time, and still thinking her husband James is really the Green Lantern. It's silly, but it's like it kind of makes a sense because it's Hal Jordan's brother, so he would look like him.
But it's still bonkers.
Yes. She tells her husband and demands he go into action to stop Hip. When James tries to convince her that he is not Green Lantern and that he doesn't have a Green Lantern costume, she finds one in the closet, unwilling to believe that it's a leftover from last year's Halloween party. Okay, that's the biggest coincidence. Yeah, the costume is just already sitting. Oh, hey, look at this costume we forgot since Halloween.
Yeah.
And forces James to put it on and try to stop Hip. So what did she say when Hal like basically disappears to become Parallax? It's like, I guess you weren't Green Lantern. Or hey, Cal Rayner showed up. I guess you were retired.
The family gets, because in the Spectre series, his brother and his sister-in-law die, and he inherits their daughter, kind of.
Oh.
To take care of her. But then that's kind of just swept under the rug because suddenly all of his family's alive again after Rebirth. I mean, it's all kind of strange.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought they were all alive after Rebirth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean,
did you? Series is really.
Did you finish this?
Series is really interesting. I'm halfway through it.
I was gonna say maybe something happens at the end. Well, if nothing else, we'll find out. We'll get there, kids.
Yep, we'll get there.
Trying to jump Hip, James is knocked out and taken away, where Hip hopes to have himself and his gang commit a more ambitious crime, murdering the Green Lantern. Totally unaware that they have the wrong man. When Hal learns the truth, he rushes over in secret and attacks the crook before they can blow up James with TNT. You know, kids, TNT. It's dynamite. Hal manages to make short work of Hip and his gang and turn them over to the authority. I should hope Hal can make short work of these guys. They don't have any powers. They're just regular hoodlums. He has a Green Lantern ring. Although I can't say anything, there's an issue of Justice League coming up where Denny has a biker gang giving the Justice League a hard time.
Oh,
with no powers, yes.
Hey, you know what? There might have been a yellow lamp around there.
Oh, no. But I can't explain Superman though. But all right. After the episode is all over, James asks Green Lantern to return to the party to prove that James is not the Green Lantern. Since Green Lantern has to return to the party as Hal Jordan, he does not do so. Leaving James to figure out a way to dissuade his wife of the notion that he is the Emerald Gladiator all to himself.
Bonkers, man. Oh, and before I forget, the cover to this issue is pretty darn awesome. It's a really great Gil Kane cover.
Oh, yeah, the cover of this. Yeah, that'll be our episode art, yes. Oh, God. So we never come back to Hip Jordan, do we?
You know what? Let's look up Hip Jordan.
Oh, yeah, I do have a link right here. Oh, real name Douglas Jordan. Status bad.
New.
First appearance, yes, this issue.
Arrived in time to save Jim and send Hip and the other gang members to prison. He's appeared once, it looks like.
I think it's this issue, yes. Once again, with we've had how many crisis multiverse destroying crises in the so yeah, this guy.
And Hip is probably still in prison.
If there's a Silver Age Earth 1 out there, he's still in prison.
He's still in prison.
But yes, yeah, I was gonna say we also got the rest of the Jordan family. And his gang, the Black Scooter Gang.
1969 America was a very, very strange place. Very strange place.
This issue is reprinted in Showcase Presents Green Lantern Volume 4, and it's on the DC Universe Infinite app, kids.
And it's reprinted in the Green Lantern Omnibus Volume 2.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure this was reprinted multiple times. It's on the app, kids. So yeah, these are...
Oh, it's somewhere in the Green Lantern archives, too.
Thanks to He Who Will Not Be Named, I think these issues are easier to find than those first
48.
Yeah, the first 47 from 1990. Yeah,
I think you're right, and that's not necessarily fair to the other creators that are involved.
Exactly, like the pencilers and everybody. Yeah,
but
like I said, if there's some way they could work it so he didn't get the money, and instead went to
something,
yeah.
But I feel like the road back, the first 8 issues, maybe the next 3 arcs, because you hit Hal, Guy, and John. After the road back ends, you get 4 issues of each, I think. But after that, the series just kind of floundered, So I can completely see them not having reprints or trades of it, but I would think that they would be on the app.
You know what? I wonder. Well, I was going to say I have a collection of those first 8 issues, but I think that might have been pre his arrest and everything. So, yeah,
because they released one back in not too long after the series debuted, and then they released another. They re-released it, I think, around the time of Emerald Twilight.
I think I might have been the one I got, because I remember picking it up right around the time Cal first became Green Lantern.
Maybe have a Brian Stelfreeze cover on it.
I think so.
Kind of painted.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
The Stelfreeze is an awesome painter.
Yeah.
I think they had him on one of those covers.
But yeah.
Actually, he did the Mosaic first cover, I think.
Yeah.
Stelfreeze, if I remember right. I could be wrong.
But yeah, a lot of those early 90s issues, kids, I mean, sorry, Ray, I don't think you have a lot in Australia, but you can always sometimes find them in back issue bins and stuff. And and again, they're collected, some of them.
Yeah, I mean, and the great thing about, the Kyle run is that more of it's reprinted. There's not a lot of it.
Well, yeah. Ron Morris isn't problematic.
Yeah, that's true. But just having, it was at the time that DC, I think, was doing a lot more collected editions. So
a bit.
That Green Lantern was ongoing, and we had a non-problematic writer, meant that they were going to get collected more.
I think around that point in the 90s is when all those companies started waking up and be like, hey, why don't we reprint all this stuff? Why don't we start collecting everything?
Yeah, and then once we hit Rebirth, everything's reprinted.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hardcover, softcover for the most part until I think Rebirth. The DC Rebirth, not Green Lantern Rebirth.
Oh yeah, and again, because of the Jeff Johns stuff. I mean, again, the Green Lantern franchise at that point was, I think, number 2 right behind Batman. So it's of course they're going to reprint everything.
And then after Rebirth, I think they pretty much stopped doing hardcovers, and you had Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. They got trades, and then Green Lanterns got trades. Yeah,
I was going to say once they hit New 52, I think they just started doing smaller, soft cut, like that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then we did get hardcover collections of the Grant Morrison stuff.
Yeah.
But back to the new series, they've only, as far as I know, released trade versions of the latest Green Lantern series.
Yeah. I was gonna all the Grant Morrison stuff. They didn't. Did they ever collect that in one volume?
No, it's season 1, volume 1.
Okay.
Season 1. Well, it's The Green Lantern,
Yeah.
Volume 1 and Volume 2, and then Season 2, Volume 1 and Volume 2 kind of thing. So.
Because I was going to say, I mean, that was like, what, 24 issues, and then you put Black Star miniseries
in the middle,
or whatever?
Series, yeah. So that was really 27 issues.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not even like a full omnibus, but I mean, that would make a nice little book.
I think there was an annual. I think he did an annual.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. So that'd be like 20. I mean, that'd be a nice little collection.
That'd be a nice omnibus or an absolute edition or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you want to fill out some pages. You got any sketches or, something.
Exactly. But
we need something pretty to put on that shelf back there.
Exactly. We don't know what's going on with Green Lantern because we don't have an ongoing series right now, which is still troubling.
Again, probably after Dark Crisis, so probably January, but
yeah, it doesn't. I mean, we've said this before, and you know what? I'm going to say it again. We have not seen Kyle in, at this point, our time, years.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think he popped up in the Grant Morrison run. I think I remember seeing Guy in the Grant Morrison run.
No.
John.
Yeah, this last, the Jeffrey Thorne stuff, I think they mentioned Kyle briefly, like in the first issue or two, but.
And we saw Guy.
Yeah.
Initially, and then we don't know what happened to him at this point. So, and there's just, I don't know. I was thinking more about the end of this arc of this series of Green Lantern, I guess. And I hope, at least for me, that Green Lantern is now not inextricably connected to the New Gods. I hope whatever this thing is that's there is not source-based or has anything to do with the source.
Yeah.
It's all Green Lantern. I don't know. I don't feel like those two things mesh really well.
I mean, I guess they don't want the heroes to have too much of an easy time, and I guess it probably depends on the creators in the certain books, but I'm just like, if the Justice League is, missing, presumed dead, including Jon Stewart, I'm like, I love that Hal's going to be a big part of this, but why don't you bombard this with Green Lanterns? Build interest in the brand. Bring Cal in, bring Guy in, bring Jessica in, bring Joe in, bring Simon. Yeah. Yes. You can have one here. You have so many lanterns still left. I mean, you could have some, some out in space, some on Earth, some wherever.
Which I think it was kind of what the approach they took during Rebirth, which was Green Lanterns on Earth.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, out in the cosmos.
But I'm just like, do you remember back in the day, Invasion? What was that, 88 or 89? Mm-hmm. It's like Cal and Guy were all over that thing.
Yeah. And it's, I don't, you look post-Rebirth, Jeff Johns was a popular creator at that time.
Yeah.
But the books were popular too. He wasn't on both books.
Yeah.
Green Lantern Corps was a good Green Lantern book. And Green Lantern with Hal was a good book. And then, come New 52, New Guardians was a good book. Red Lanterns. There were so many ongoing Green Lantern family books.
I think people were, the Jeff Johns stuff brought people in, and then while they were here, they were just like, oh, hey, there's another Green Lantern book. Let me check that out. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, rant over.
I love how we go from like 2 to 3 Green Lantern books a month to 0.
I know it's and the other.
Did the Snyderverse damage a lot of brands like Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman?
I think there's kind of a lasting damage that I hope goes away soon from the movie.
I think that was one of Lil's theories why they're doing Death of the Justice League beyond, oh, hey, it's the 30th anniversary of Death of Superman. I think she was just like, you know what? They're going to like kind of, keep the Justice League quiet for a little bit. So, maybe maybe the general public forgets some of the Snyderverse, by the time they come back.
Well, I would be extraordinarily surprised to see them release the Flash movie at this point.
I know. That's what I keep telling like Lilith and Charlie. I'm like, I keep seeing articles where they're, Warner's is like, oh, I guess the Flash movie is going to be the last thing we do with Ezra Miller. I'm like, the last thing. I'm like, but again, just like with He Who Will Not Be Named. I mean, you don't want to, give Ezra Miller anything, but it's like there's how many other people involved with that movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Again, they just need to, do the whole mustache treatment, digitally throw someone's face over Ezra Miller.
Well, the DC has done some good movies, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Shazam was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of the first Wonder Woman was pretty good. I mean,
Aquaman was big dumb fun, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Did you watch The Batman yet?
I have not watched it yet. I've got to watch it and Multiverse of Madness. So those.
Oh yes, that just hit Disney Plus. Multiverse of Madness. You got a holiday weekend coming up. Will, come on.
That's right, coming up soon.
But no, like I said, I like the Pattinson Batman. I mean, it's better than any of the Snyderverse stuff.
You know, I think Snyder is kind of a visionary, but there's so much. I feel like there's a fundamental misunderstanding of the source material.
I don't know if his style was like the right for these characters, especially like Superman and stuff. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, the Marvel Universe kind of got lucky with Jon Favreau kind of setting the origin of it.
And then Kevin Feige basically being the voice, because that's what DC needed. They needed one person. And again, I always say it, but it's like, Marvel would like hit a speed bump, Thor the Dark World, but and they would keep going. They're like, no, keep the plan. We got the plan, keep going. Yeah. DC runs into a little bit of difficulty, and it's just like, oh, we got to retool all these movies, and
Well, and they wanted to go from 0 to,
Oh yeah, they wanted to be Marvel, and it's like, no. Marvel's already put in years of work. You're not just going to like.
It took years. You need to put in the time. Do it.
even if you're always 2 steps behind them, I'd rather you were putting out quality movies and stuff, and always being 2 steps behind them than what they were doing. Yeah,
because I really, really want an awesome Green Lantern series of movies.
Yeah.
At some point.
And again, if you do them right, you can have all these solo movies. You can have series of Green Lantern movies, but then you can always, finally get a good Justice League movie. And if you keep it going the right direction, you can eventually get your Endgame moment, Warners. Okay.
Well, part of the problem with Green Lantern is that they tried to do too much too soon. The DC Universe was trying to do too much too soon. With the movies. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah. We'll get to that Green Lantern movie next month, Will.
I know,
or this month.
I know.
He gets his ring, and we're already trying to beat Hector Hammond and Parallax in the first week. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really think that, and you can see this in some of the animated movies. The way that, which was basically an adaptation of Secret Origin for that Johns wrote.
Yeah.
Start out kind of small. And then you start opening things up. Because there's so much lore and so much background that you can, build into this. I mean, it could be 6 movies. It could be 9 movies, because there's just so much.
Wait, there could be what and what?
Either do the 6 or do the 9.
Exactly.
I swear you said 6 movies or 9 movies.
Or 9 movies? Yeah, yes. That was totally.
Either do the 6 or do the 9.
You're welcome, Will.
Love you, Lilith.
All right. So anything else?
Nope. We're it's almost like we're talking about Guy Gardner Warrior, right?
Anything
else but
it's time to close the pit this week, kids. Mm-hmm. All right. So yes, I believe. Oh, since this is the only show that's getting 5 weeks of Summer of '69. Yes, we have 2 more weeks of Summer of technically, probably only 1 more week of Summer of '69. Now, I think, I think we kind of snuck in 1970 in that last week, but
I think so, yeah, because we wanted to hit 74 and 75, because at 76, boom, we get our Traveling Heroes.
Exactly,
that's a whole other thing.
But again, I'm counting in on Summer of '69. All right, so yes, next week, of course, we'll be covering Green Lantern 72 and 73, and then we'll close out the whole entire Summer of '69 with this will also be the final. We were the first. We will be the last episode of Summer of '69. Yes, with Green Lantern 74 and 75 with a touch of oregano.
And it'll make sense when we get there. Okay.
I hope so. All right, kids. So yeah, send your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Sector 2814, the Green Lantern Podcast, on Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Green Lantern Facebook fan group. Find links to all the various social medias for all the DC and Marvel shows we do. Pretty much all of them participating in Summer of 69. And never miss a moment of Summer of 69, because all of it will be on our YouTube channel with full videos. So smash that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of Summer of 69.
Smash it.
Oh, hey, did you see my Summer of 69 candle back there?
Oh, is it burning?
Yeah, it's burned.
Yes,
It's burned down a little bit, but yes, it's still lit. Yeah, cinnamon scent. Yes,
nice.
And they're not a sponsor, but please God, I would love you to be. Yes, you can get that on the Target website,
nice.
Or they might have it at your local store. So, Target. Target sponsorship, please. Dear Guardians of Oa, please. All right, so subscribe to the YouTube. Most importantly, subscribe to the Patreon. Again, you get early access for $3 to $5. Gets you early access to creator interviews, including once a month. Lilith and I talked to Mr. DG Chichester.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
The next episode we'll be doing in July will be Punisher, Captain America, Blood and Glory. Last month.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I hadn't read it either. It's like a 3-issue series. And then, last month we did West Coast Avengers 38. He did a fill-in issue, so.
Oh, is that when the people feel of the elephant, they think it's a snake, they think it's a tree, they think it's, so you get this composite Avenger that's.
No, that's not him. No. It's like, it's a one and done villain called the Defiler. And it says on the cover, it's like the Avengers flying at him and it's like their greatest battle. And even Chichester's like, yes, and the cover never lies, does it?
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And of course, because Lilith Hellfire loves man pain, superhero movie brackets. We will find the worst superhero movie of all time. Right now, you can go on right now and get access to our last episode, Superman, the hotly contested Superman 3 versus Superman 4. Very hotly contested, especially by Lilith and Charlie. And of course, if that's not enough, come the July episode, Catwoman, Halle Berry's Catwoman versus Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, and Lilith Hellfire demanded Will Allred be there, so try to defend his boy. So,
I don't know if I can defend that, man. I really don't.
I mean, we've had at least one tie before. We've had the third of the patrons. I said, hey, that episode we're not going to have a tie because there's going to be 5 of us. So
okay, so
it will not tie. On. Yes, it'll be a definitive answer, kids. So yeah, send your subscribe to the Patreon or pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. Find it all at Linktree linktr.ee/CapesandLunatics. And speaking of fun stuff, hopefully we will get the Matt Kona back here soon, eventually. But until then, get your Kona fix on social media everywhere at Matt Kona, MATTKONA.
The yin to Darkhawk's yang.
He is.
It's a bit of a heel turn. Suck it, Lilith.
See you later, Bunky.
He gives me his bone.
All right, Will Allred, master of the core, master of the quantum zone, the master of the Kickstarter. You make Kickstarter your bitch. All right, where can people find you and Crossover Division and your other podcast?
You can find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED, and Gmail and Twitter and Facebook and other social media that I've probably forgotten. And you can find out all kinds of cool stuff about Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. And we are currently running the Kickstarter for Crossover Division number 4, which just launched today. And you can find out more information about it at crossoverdivision.com/AS.
Yes,
Kickstarter.
I have to go. I have to go sign up for that.
Okay, thank you. And then if you want to find out more about Diary of Night, which is another comic that I've written with artist Gene Gonzalez, it's diaryofnight.com. And then I also, as Phil mentioned, do a show with another writer, Kevin Joseph, where we talk to comic creators who have live Kickstarter campaigns. And that show's called Explain Yourself. And then finally, because you love Green Lantern, you probably love another awesome cosmic hero called Quasar. You can find out all kinds of cool stuff about Quasar at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
I'll put it in my navel.
Hey, boys, you look at the party? I love the party.
Yeah, kids, if you haven't listened to the Quantum Zone, you can go right to our YouTube channel. There's a nice handy playlist of all 53 episodes. Most of these all red drops came from that series.
He goes limp in my grip.
You gotta love a crossover that gives as much as that Star Blast crossover gave us.
Exactly.
Seems like I'm getting a package every other day. And I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
Oh my God, I was looking on Marvel Unlimited the other day. Speaking of, I think they're slowly adding the Quasar series there because it's
nice.
I think there was only a handful of issues. They had the Operation Galactic Storm, of course, because that was part of the crossover. I think they had number 1 before, and then they had that Marvel Boys stuff from 40 to 43 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But now I think they might have 20 some issues. I thought it was 26 or 28 issues on there now of it. So I mean, they're almost halfway. They almost got half the series up there already. So
do they have all of Cosmos in Collision? Maybe.
Yes, I do believe they did put Cosmos in Collision on there. So
nice.
Yeah. So slowly but surely, I think they're working on that whole 60, but they're almost halfway. They're almost halfway there. Oh,
halfway.
Exactly. But yeah, listen to him talking about his podcast and his multiple comic books he's created. Oh, I'm not talented. Okay. Oh, I did listen to I've only been able to listen to one episode so far. That one you guys did in the middle of the week. Good stuff.
With Saturn Effect?
Yes.
Was it Saturn Effect? Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Because getting creators on and just talking to them because it's something they're passionate about, and it's just a lot of fun, to talk to creators, because they love what they do. That's why we do it.
So yeah, you guys should definitely check it out, especially if you're sick of me and you love Will. Yeah, go over there.
And if you're sick of me and love Phil, you can watch him on about 18 other channels.
I will be Ray someday.
We all want to grow up and be Ray one day.
Batman, Ray, my favorite podcast. All right, kids. Yes, join us next week. Green Lantern 72 and 73 is Summer 69 marches on. I haven't reread it yet, so who knows what craziness we'll get to.
What hijinks will ensue.
Yeah. That toy salesman, Hal Jordan. Intergalactic space cop, toy salesman.
That's right.
All right, kids, come back next week. And remember, the healing power of laughter. Good night.